In a sincere attempt to restore not only my YouTube channel, but the joy and the purpose that it has always brought me, I wanted my first video back of many to shine some light on the things that I've been going through these last few months and hopefully just connect with you guys on mental health issues that I've had and I know that a lot of you guys go through as well. Just to preface this video and say that this is so terrifying to me because when I was growing up, you weren't allowed to have depression because it didn't exist. And anxiety was just really lazy people making excuses, and psychologists are actually just witches. I'm finding out more and more every single day that these things that I was told when I was a child, even though I never believed in them, they still find a way to creep into my subconscious and they form my views of the world and beliefs of the world. I say this because I still feel ashamed and I feel embarrassed for talking about mental health problems and telling people that I have them, because it almost feels like a very personal flaw for speaking so openly about the things that we all go through, but privately, which is ironic, isn't it? And I don't know why we all hide it. Mental health affects 50% of the population. These things will change in our society in the next coming years. I believe that. I think our children will grow up in a world where they don't have to be afraid or embarrassed for talking about anxiety. And that's why I think that these videos are so critical, is because they remind us that we all go through quite literally the same things. And I've personally found so much comfort in that on my worst days. So without further ado, here are 3 paragraphs in my essay named "The Things I'm Doing to Improve My Own Mental Health." The first thing I've been doing this year is prioritizing my mental stability and my nervous system over everything. I realized that if I want to achieve my goals and if I want my life to change as much as I say that I do, then I can't do that being in fight or flight mode 24/7. If you're experiencing nervous system dysfunction, just like I personally was, the first step is always to retrain your nervous system back to a place of safety, to even the scales, so to speak. Because until you feel safe and calm, you won't be able to work on all of those deeper issues that cause the problems in the first place. Anxiety and depression are very draining. Being on high alert all day takes a lot of energy. And for me personally, when I'm overstimulated, when I'm around way too many people or there's too much going on, it's too loud, this, that, I get stressed. I know that's a trigger for me. So for me personally, what I know I can do is I can stay out of those situations and honor that. If I know that going to loud bars gives me anxiety, I'm not gonna keep pushing myself anymore and say that no, I have to be like everyone else. All my friends are going, so I have to do it. Maybe this time will be different. It never is. I limit and I tailor the amount of information and media that I consume. For example, I deleted Twitter. During my worst days, I would wake up, doom scroll on Twitter, read all of this not so nice stuff, and then close the app and then open it again, and that would just continue for days and days and days. I love Twitter. Twitter's amazing, but for me personally, I can't do it. I stopped pulling all-nighters. I haven't pulled an all-nighter for like more than half a year, which is crazy. In retrospect, I'm wondering if I used to think that staying up all night, doing your work and not sleeping is a flex. It's not. It's really weird. I recommend you don't do that. Me putting that boundary up for myself, saying I'm not going to be pulling all-nighters and I'm going to do my work during working hours so that I can get some sleep and heal my nervous system. Nothing is more important than my mental stability. Nothing is more important than my nervous system and my own health. And honestly, anxiety and depression manifest themselves very physically for me. So it's not very different than being physically sick, if you ask me. And that's why I prioritize my health before anything else, because I can't do anything else if I'm unhealthy. It took me a while to learn that. Really quickly, I want to read you guys this exercise and explanation of self-care that a counselor had sent to me. I've had this saved on my phone since the winter time just because I think it is so valuable and I wanted to reread it as much as I could. Thinking forward. Realize that depression doesn't last forever. You might feel like you'll always be depressed, but that's not true. Remind yourself that studies show that depressive episodes last about 5 months on average. Did you know that? And during an episode, you can even experience moments where you feel normal. Side note, I find this transition to be really terrifying. You know when you start to feel a little bit more normal than you used to and you're scared because you think it might go away? Or maybe you're not actually feeling normal and you're still depressed and maybe you're just delusional, or maybe you always were delusional and you never even had depression. And what else? Keep a careful eye on not only your mood, but things like your appetite and your energy. Why? Research shows that mood is actually one of the last things to return, but if your appetite is returning or if you're feeling a little bit less indecisive, then those are all good signs. Make a plan. Choose 1 or 2 of these activities to try the next time that you're stressed. Practicing self-care does two things. It prepares your mind and body for times of stress in the future. It reduces stress in the moment. Self-care behaviors work because they make you feel and behave the opposite from how you normally feel and behave when you're in a stressful situation. Which basically means that acts of self-care are just things that you would never normally do in times of high stress. But that's exactly why you should do them. Because these acts, they force you into a new state of mind and they improve your resilience. Okay, but how do I begin? You can practice this skill by picking an activity to accomplish. Ideally, it would be something that is difficult but still achievable. Go into it with the attitude that you will follow through and succeed. Each time you practice, allow yourself to do increasingly difficult variations. When you finish doing something, don't just cross it off of your to-do list. Give yourself a reward. Feel more confident and in control. So building mastery is a DBT skill, dialectal behavioral therapy in fancy talk, that helps you feel a sense of confidence and control with your surroundings and with yourself. Essentially, it means doing things that make you feel accomplished, whether it's something that you're already confident about or something completely new. Mastery is a great DBT skill to use whenever you want to feel more motivated and confident, but you just don't know where to start. Building mastery is about committing to something and doing it on a daily basis. It might mean reigniting a passion and doing something that you once abandoned, or it might mean just starting something new. Just finding the courage to begin something new is a form of mastery. If you've contemplated doing it and you never did, and you did it once, no matter for how long it is, that's already an accomplishment. Those of you who follow me on Instagram already know that I personally have chosen figure skating, accidentally actually. I accidentally chose figure skating as the thing that I wanted to get better at and master. For no specific reason, for not a competition, not trying to make a career out of it, I just genuinely love it and I want to be better at it. It might sound a little dramatic to be like, I don't know where I would be today without figure skating, but it has turned my worst days into tolerable days and I couldn't ask for more. I want to talk about the current state of finding a psychiatrist or a therapist in the world. The two main things that have ever stopped me personally from finding a new psychiatrist or a therapist were the cost and fear of judgment, or the cockroaches in my brain. Often the thing that is stopping you from getting help with anxiety or depression is the anxiety and depression, because those things can be incredibly isolating. Many mental health issues, like social anxiety for example, will make doing something like initiating an appointment with a new psychiatrist and then telling them about the deepest things that go on in your head, that's terrifying, and I get that. And I also get that it is, unfortunately for many people, a luxury. Somebody in the United States without health insurance, for example, would pay something like $500 to see a psychiatrist once. That's a lot of money. Even for someone like myself who's insured, it can be $200 a month with the deductible. So this is where amazing companies like Cerebral come into play. Cerebral is an online mental health service that provides medication management, counseling, and therapy for depression, anxiety, ADHD, insomnia, and more. It works on a monthly subscription basis, and they have 3 different plans for one flat monthly rate that can fit within a small budget. I mean, it's 3 times cheaper than normal therapy, for starters. And what I love the most is the convenience of being able to message my healthcare provider, my counselor, and my therapist anytime I want through the mobile app. I don't have to wait 4 months to see my psychiatrist. When I signed up for Cerebral, they literally gave me the option of taking an appointment with a doctor that same day in 15 minutes. I can manage my prescriptions, I can talk to my doctors or message them through the app anytime. I know how discouraging it can be to call dozens of psychiatrists only to hear,
the next appointment available is April 15, 2027 at 4 a.m. Would you like me to confirm that?
So for me, knowing that I can get help wherever I am just through their mobile app has been a lifesaver. When I finished signing up for Cerebral, they let me take a live chat with a provider in 20 minutes. Over 80% of users reported an improvement after just their second visit, and I am a full testimony to that. They work with a lot of insurance providers to provide in-network care, but they're just as affordable without insurance. A huge thing is that Cerebral is also data-driven. Because your doctor and your therapist are all on the same platform, your information is therefore saved in one place. And so that means that they can assess your mental health in a more wholesome and accurate way. It's like having a doctor and a therapist on the same platform talking to each other, so you get the best and most accurate care for you. Which is so cool for me because I no longer have to be faxing paperwork and documents and records from doctor to doctor and re-explaining my life story. Like I already mentioned, there are 3 different plans, and on the medication and care counseling plan, the one that I'm on, you'll get an evaluation, a diagnosis, and a prescription by a medical provider. And if you're prescribed medication, Cerebral will ship your medication to your door. Cerebral was designed to be a long-term healthcare solution. You get regular video or phone sessions with an assigned counselor, behavioral health counseling, and regular progress checks. After that, you'll do regular check-ins with your care team to track your progress, manage your medications, and to learn new behavioral mental health skills, such as the one that I relayed to you guys in paragraph number 2. If you're looking for a new therapist or psychiatrist or counselor, please check the link in the description, because I was able to get you guys $30 for your first month of Cerebral. All you have to do is go to the website, fill out the form, answer some questions, and when you're done, you're going to be paired with your care team. I feel so lucky to be able to work with brands like Cerebral because they've added so much value into my own personal life, genuinely, and being able to share that with you guys is truly a dream come true. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the description. If you can't tell, my voice is like raspy now. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and follow me on Instagram. I want to do another video more on this topic, but a little bit more personalized, or maybe answering you guys' questions about mental health, or let me know what you want to see. I love you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.